And now we need to have debates on whether charities should face new guidelines helping migrants in the United Kingdom. Why can't charities just help people, you know, British people, you know, that have been there, that are facing hardship, that are homeless, you know, that, you know, there's British people here that life isn't so rosy for. They seem to just get they do get overlooked, you know, on a daily basis. And, you know, now everything seems to be about migrants. So I really don't understand what's going on here. It's really just irritating, this whole subject. But anyway, guys, let's get straight into the debate.
Look, I've said this. We are bursting at the seams, Nana. We are not a charity. You know, let's put our own people first. That's what this government should be doing. And that's why we're seeing the protests like we're seeing, because people are looking at us as if we are a country that's a soft touch. Even Germany now is doing stricter rules and sending people back. And if you've committed a crime in their country and you know, you are sent back to where you're from. And this is what we need to do. We need to get tougher, we need to get stronger. It's impacting our whole infrastructure, every aspect of our lives, from school, NHS, from everything, and we cannot keep going on like this. As I said, the data so far, we are up 56%, you know, with boats coming over than we were this time last year. 49,000 since Starmer's been in power, and he said he was going to smash the gangs. All he's smashing are all the records with all these illegals and coming over, you know, and it's no surprise that people are protesting. People are sick and tired of not being listened to.
Fahima, what do you make of this? Because even you must see that we have a big housing shortage, and going and getting people from other countries to bring to the UK to support people who've come here legally or illegally, it's too much. We don't have the space.
Well, for a Christian country, so-called, are we going to sort of differentiate who we help through the name of charity?
Yes.
It says, help thy neighbour. And I'm sorry, when it comes to charity, we should not discriminate who needs and who requires help. This charity is actually there to actually fill the gaps, as you said, and 1,000 is just 0.002% of UK's population. Now, at the end of the day, let's reintroduce statistics. 1.2 million on housing waiting list, 9,000 children in temporary accommodation. None is linked to the Red Cross policy. They are a British humanitarian body whose mandate is to reunify families, not a migration policy implementation. Their support does not create systemic issues.
How do you know that?
This has nothing to do with that.
Well, of course it does.
It's the failure of the Home Office, and especially the 28-day move-on deadline. Now, this is proven to push refugees into destitution within weeks. And at the end of the day, again, do we now discriminate? Oh, who are we going to give in charity? And again, these are not something that we should be talking about when it comes to charity registered, regulated, governing sort of bodies who are there to fill the void of the state. And this is really quite shocking, because
I'll tell you what's shocking. I will tell you what's shocking, seeing our veterans on the streets, looking at our own homeless people.
There's all types of charities out there. You can't pick on one.
And you know what? People are feeling that they are being felt like second-rate citizens in their own countries. They are not being helped. The charities shouldn't be doing this when with what's going on with our own people. The first order of any government is to look after its own people. And this is why we are seeing the protests. This is why we're seeing people distraught what's going on in their own towns, in their own villages.
Yes,
they are, because
rhetoric and narrative,
it's not,
which is
it is not rhetoric.
And taking away from vulnerable people who actually need this. It's humanitarian. It has got nothing to do with immigration, migration, or anything
what about
to do with that.
The sympathy? What about your sympathy for the people of this country that are sick and tired of what's going on?
When there are...
Not going to keep pausing there, but you should know that she doesn't sympathise with people from the United Kingdom. She's against the United Kingdom. I done a video where she said UK is not a Christian country, but now when it's to take in, you know, thousands of people from the Middle East, yeah, we are a Christian country and we should be taking all of these people in, and we shouldn't differentiate. Can you see what she's saying? She is absolute, oh my gosh, this woman is so, she thinks she's slick, but she's not. She's very snaky, I'll tell you that.
hotels,
Go find
hotels
a job,
packed
get the
full of
skills and do
immigrants.
that.
Hotels packed full of immigrants, like in my little village, where the
That is such a
schools are
generalisation.
scared to walk past. We've seen what's gone on in Epping. Have you not seen? You're being like Keir Starmer and full of distractions and not answering the real question.
Destroy the police and attack the police in Epping. That's what I saw. That's what I saw.
Do you not understand the people of Epping? Because this is what's
100% I
worrying
understand.
about sadly
also
people like you
One
and
at
this
a time.
government.
The far right
we
is
have
jumping
to
on the
see.
bandwagon.
This
and
is
at the end of the day, this is not the kind of time that we need to be talking in generalised terms. Let's get the statistics straight.
We are.
Understand.
I will tell you
No,
the
that is
statistics
not
very
correct.
happily, because 62%
fallacy.
of Labour voters are now saying immigration is one of their major issues. We saw Martin Dolby yesterday in Sunderland,
I don't believe
which
those
is a
kind of polls.
Labour seat.
No.
And the people there are distraught with what's going on in their
They're
towns.
distraught because that's all we're talking about when there's so much
It isn't.
more.
It's real life. We've got them there that are protesting. We're seeing them today.
Yeah,
you
and they're
cannot
wasting
deny
their
that.
time because that's not the problem.
It is the
issue
problem.
Parliament.
There's fury.
Go
It's
to,
bubbling
you know,
over.
Westminster. Those are the people on the top wearing suits with lots of money, and the ones that are disparity of the
You're
what's
wrong.
actually it's the top down.
What?
Not
You
across
think
these
people aren't angry when they see 1 million free healthcare passes
No, they're
issued
unintelligent
in the
and they don't
to
understand
asylum
statistics
seekers,
and they don't
when
understand
our
what's
own,
happening
my own
economically.
friend has been waiting for years to get our operation and being cancelled because of the strikes.
That's got nothing to do
It is
with
because
the migration
because
or
they're being
immigrants.
put
No,
before
they're not.
their own people. Yes, they are.
They're not.
And
If
that's
they
why.
can't work,
That's
they
why
cannot
people
go
are
into that place.
protesting. You have to read the room.
Well, look, you've talked about the policies and the failure of it, which is, of course, the failures of the policies of course, the Conservative government, who were a disaster, and then now the Labour Party, who are, again, an utter shambles. This is an embarrassment. Surely these charities need to be held to account and there needs to be stricter control over what they can do, because in my view, I think a lot of them are either aiding and abetting, so I would say that Care for Calais, hanging out there, doing everything, helping everybody, whilst it is important to help people, there has to be a point where you have to go, hold on a minute, is what we're doing counterproductive to the people in this country? Like giving them a crib sheet of, this is what you need to say, this is what you need to do, this is where you need to go. Hold on a minute, these people have come from France.
Yeah, have a mobile, free dental, free healthcare, free hotels. Come on, when are they going to actually? You know, in France they've got tents. If we had tents, they wouldn't cross that Channel journey, would they? They wouldn't do that if they were coming to another tent.
It's so easy sitting in this really nicely aircon studio and feeling the way you feel and all that dissent when you actually are faced with people, real humans who are actually in dire conditions. You would not turn your back if you had a real heart.
What about the poverty in this country?
The poverty in this country, there are also issues for that, but there are also charities for that, and a lot of that's due to the mental health crisis and the actual charities that were taken away for the last 10 years
but what
by
about,
Conservatives.
but let's address the question here, whether the Red Cross should be importing more people here to be with people who have come here, many by illegal means, we don't know how they got here, whatever, but is that really what needs to be happening here? Surely the Red Cross should be focusing on things. We know that we have a housing shortage. We know that we have a migrant crisis. No, but we know that we have a migrant crisis. Yes, but what we're saying is, should there be stricter rules? Then maybe some limiting.
Oh, don't help that one because they're from this country. Don't help that one because they're from there.
I don't care where they're from. I don't care where they're from.
It's help is needed, no
I
matter
don't
what.
care.
Humans are humans.
No, I don't care where they're from. It is a numbers game, and there are houses. We have a shortage in this country, and I don't see why charities should be ignoring that just because they're charities and ignoring what is quite clear to me.
That's government responsibility.
No, but that's why I say they should regulate the charities.
Is, we are bursting at the seams. We cannot do this any longer. It's affecting every aspect of our lives, from schools to NHS. And I'm sorry, if you can't understand why people are protesting, you know, it is affecting their everyday life. And they're scared, and they're scared for them, and they're scared for their children.
And that's one of the negative points of immigration. You get people like Fahima who come into the United Kingdom and is fighting against the interests of Britain and British people and British veterans and people who embrace British values. She's fighting against that. She doesn't care about that. She doesn't care about veterans. She doesn't care about people in the UK that like how it is currently. Yeah, she's pro-immigration. She's pro bring everyone over. and she's pro-Islam as well. You have to remember that. Like, she's fighting in the best interest of Islam. You know, it's like I said earlier on, you know, the UK is not a Christian country, so we don't need to have Easter celebrations in school. Why should we do that? It's not a Christian country. And now, when it comes to helping people, guys, we're a Christian country, you know. We need to help them. You know, what does the Bible say? So she is someone who is very dangerous. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you at the next video. Peace.